And we are live. We live.
Matthew 5 and 8. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see the Most High. Oh, get your hearts cleaned up. Only the pure shall see the Most High. Only the pure shall see the Most High. Only the pure in heart is gonna see the Most High. Get your hearts cleaned up, and get ready if you wanna see the Most High. Only the pure in heart shall see the Most High. The Most High, only the pure in heart shall see. Pure in heart. See the Most High, the Most High. That's the only way you're gonna get to the kingdom of heaven. If you got a pure heart, only the pure heart shall see. Heart shall see the Most High. Only the pure in heart. You know what I'm saying? Heart shall see. Gonna see the Most High. See the Most High. Only the pure in heart shall see. See the Most High. The Most High, that's the only one. The pure in heart shall see. See the Most High. So heart's clean. The Most High. If your heart's dirty, you better clean it up. Because the Most High judges the heart. He judges the heart. If you're hating on your brother, and it's in your heart, you better fix it. And clean out that heart of yours. Only the pure in heart shall see. See the Most High, the Most High. Gotta be pure inside your heart. Only the pure in heart shall see. Hey, only the pure in heart. Hey, the Most High.
For he that hath clean hands and a pure heart shall see the Most High. And that's the reason why you should dig deep inside. Loving your Father with all your heart and soul. Leaving out all that junk of old. Because that's the only way you're going to free yourself. So forgive and let's live in that beautiful place. So we can all see the Most High face to face. Loving one another with a pure heart. Thanking our Heavenly Father for a brand new start. And receiving what the Father had for the pure heart.
Say it is all pure in heart shall see. See the Most High. They're the only ones who see the Most High. Only the pure in heart shall see. You gotta have a pure heart. Only the pure in heart shall see. The Most High, only the pure in heart shall see. You gotta be humble, clean out your heart today. Everybody talk about they want to see the Most High. You know, tell your brother you love, they willing to clean it. Your sister you love them too. If you got some hatred against your enemies, clean that heart out. You gotta forgive them. And move on.
wanna be a virtuous woman. Everything I need, everything I wanna be. Lord, you are my everything. Lord, you are everything. Everything I wanna be. Lord, you are my everything. Yes, you are. From the way that you left me, I never knew a love so true. You're so patient and kind. I'm giving all my love to you. Lord, you are my everything. I give you my soul, my anything. I'm thankful for all you do. I worship you just because you are everything. Everything I wanna be. Lord, you are my everything. You're everything. Everything I wanna be. Lord, you are my everything. Glory belongs to you, Lord. Lord, you're all that I need. Yes, you are. Lord, you are my everything. I'm giving you all of the glory, the honor, because Lord, you're worthy. I'm able to, Lord, you are holy. All power belongs to you. I'm giving you all of the glory, the honor, because Lord, you're worthy. I'm able to, Lord, you are holy. All power belongs to you. Everything, everything I need, everything I wanna be. Lord, you are my everything. You're everything, everything I need, everything I wanna be. Lord, you are my everything. Lord, you're all that I need.
All praise, honor, and magnificent glory is unto our power, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. To our uncrowned King Yeshua HaMashiach, we give him praise, honor, and great glory. He's going to come back and set the record straight for Israel, because of Israel, even between Israel. To our brothers and sisters in the faith, as always, we salute you. Those that are 10 toes down in this spiritual scrap. I got my bro with me. B-Roll the truth teller is in the building. Say something to the people, bro.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. Shabbat shalom.
All right. I want to say Shabbat shalom to the family. Those that are joining us live on YouTube and Facebook, the many platforms we're going live on. Want to say thanks to the family for the support of this ministry. Always don't want to never be remiss of that. Everybody who supports this ministry, whether it be through monetary funds or prayers or just spreading the lesson, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know all the other elders and teachers and the sisters of the ministry want to thank y'all as well. Send a special shout out. I see Sister Lisa Israel. I haven't seen you in a while. Sister, good to see you in the chat out there. But standing in for some brews. You know what I'm saying? So y'all bear with your brother tonight. You know what I'm saying? I had to reach out and get my brew. We going to stand in and read for me. So, but hey, we gonna take our time and do this thing the right way. If we sounded clear, hey D-Roy, I ain't got no. I hear a little echo on your end. Not, I mean, from my mic. Is that my mic? Is that your mic? Can you hear that little crackling sound?
Yeah, I hear a little crackling sound.
But I don't hear no echo though. But I hear that little crack. Maybe I need to turn my mic down. Hold on, bro. Let me turn my mic down. My mouth big anyway. I don't need to have my mic up. Hit the adjust mic. Yeah. But no, I still hear that cracking sound. Let me turn my mic down just a little bit more. I got the echo cancellation on, so we should be good on that. But anyway, once again, I want to say Shabbat Shalom to the family. I'm going to give you the title of the lesson. The title of the lesson is Born into Sin, and our conscience has been seared with a hot iron. Yeah, I heard somebody else say they hear some crackling too.
I try to mute it. It seems like it's like when you start talking, that's when I be hearing.
Yeah. So well, I tell you, we're gonna get through it though, family. We're gonna get through it. So again, the title of tonight's lesson is, excuse me, Born into Sin, our conscience has been seared with a hot iron. We gone. I put that on there because I look at our people. I've been talking to, like I talked to my aunt Amnon today a little bit, and then I talked to how the lesson came about. I was talking to the aunt Brew, Nicole, and me and him was talking about the state of our people and the mindset of our people. And I was like, man, we gone. And he said, man, it's like they born without a conscience, bro. I said, man, that's a lesson right there. But then as I meditated on it, it's not that we born without a conscience. Because of our sin, our consciousness has been stripped away.
Yeah.
We born with a conscience, although we born in sin, but we born with a conscience. But because we love the way of the heathen and love the ways of the world, and they said, B-Roll, if you ain't talking, mute your mic. I think it's kind of get some. That's what it is, some feedback. If you ain't talking, when you got something to say, you just gonna chime in, bro, and I'll mute my mic. But you know, I look at our people, man, and it get to the point where all you can do is shake your head. You know, because the way they think, the way they reason, the way they act and react out here, sometimes it's beyond explanation. And it's getting progressively worse. But we did it to ourselves. Because we refused to obey the Most High. And like I said before, I'm gonna say it one more time. We would have to do less praying if we did more obeying. We do more sacrifice because we do more sinning than we do obeying. He said to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. If we would obey, we wouldn't have to do so much praying, asking for forgiveness of this, forgiveness of that. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and get into the lesson, and we're gonna show. I'm gonna share some stuff with the people tonight, bro. How systematically, because we fell into the hands of the heathen, because we fell into the hands of the how he gave us over to a people that hate us, and how they systematically denigrated and deprivated our minds, man. And now we think it's regular. We think it's okay to be like this. But we're going to get into it. First scripture we going to, I got it on the screen for the people. But we're going to go to Psalm 51. Psalm 51, and we're going to read verses 3 through 6. We're going to skip down and read 16 and 17.
All right. So we have Psalm chapter 51. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, you good, bro.
All right. Psalms 51. We're going to do 3 through 6 in the readings. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against thee only have I sinned, and done this evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin doeth my mother conceive me. Behold, thou dare. Oh, I'm sorry. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom.
And in the hidden part, he said, man, I was born. I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. So we have a sin nature that we all born with.
Mm-hmm.
And you can either feed that sin nature or that sin consciousness, or you can feed that God consciousness. More oftentimes than not, because of the situation that we've been placed in, we always feed our sin consciousness, that carnality, things that move us from the Elohim. So we have to understand that number one, we got a sin nature that we love to feed that beast. Then number two, man, the Most High that allowed these Gentiles to do a number on us because of our sin and because of our disobedience. And we finna get into some of this just a little bit of even some of the tests that they ran on us, wholesale and even on a smaller part. But let's go to the next place, bro. Let's go to the next. We prone to sin, but I just want to bring that out. Let's go to the video.
Want to get that 16 through 17?
I'm sorry, yeah, read that 16, 17. You right, bro.
All right, so we have Psalm chapter 51, verse 16, and it reads, For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit and a broken and contrite heart. Oh God, thou wilt not despise.
See, that's what I'm saying. No, that's just 17. Just that 17. Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. We do too much praying and not enough obeying. See, the sacrifices of God would be just to be obedient. He said, like I said, he said obedience is better than sacrifice. He said the sacrifice of a righteous man is just being obedient. But because we chose the other way, this is what we're going to see, how he turned us over to the hand of these wicked people and turned us over to the God of this world. And now we're going to start to understand and see why our people are so far gone into this world. We finna start looking at this. But let's go to the next place. Let's go to Leviticus. Did you have something to say, Hebrew? D-Ro.
Yes, sir.
Did you have something to say?
Nah.
I thought I heard you say something. My bad.
Nah, you hit it on the head, Hebrew.
Okay. So we going to Leviticus to 26, bro. And then we're gonna look. I got something I want to share with people how to read these scriptures.
All right.
Going to Leviticus 26. We're gonna read 14 through 19, then we're gonna jump all the way down to 36. We're gonna read that, and I want to share something with the people.
All right.
Go ahead and feed the people, bro.
All right, so we're in Leviticus chapter 26, start
at
verse 14. And it reads, But if you will not hearken unto me, and will not do all these commandments, and if you shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that you will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant, I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning eye, that shall consume the eyes, and cause sorrow of heart. And you shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it. And I will set my face against you, and you shall be slain before your enemies. They that hate you shall reign over you.
Stop right there. Stop right there, Hebrew. He said, they that hate you shall rule over you. And he said he's going to give you astonishment of heart. He said, man, so I want to share something with the people on that right there. I want to show you this thing that you know, and here's another thing I want to say before I share this. We got a lot of not conscious Hebrew Israelites. I hadn't heard it. The majority of our people, they are in love with this government in this country. But I want to share some things with you tonight, brothers and sisters. Hey, D, mute your mic real quick. I want them to see this right here. I want them to see this right here. So I want to share this with y'all real quick. I'm going to share Chrome tab right here. Now this is called, I don't know if a lot of you are familiar with this, but this is called MK Ultra. It was a program that was first done by the CIA. And this MK Ultra was a mind control, human experimentation of mind control through drugs and all sorts of other devious avenues that this heathen came up with. Now, I'm going to read some of this, but what I want you to understand that these small experiments that they ran on different people in the military and even some in civilian life, they just took it to another level with the drugs and the psychedelic drugs just being, just washed into our communities. So we finna read some stuff, and then I want you to see how this plays a part in the so-called African or black community, African American or black community. Look at this. Project MK Ultra was an illegal human experimentation program designed and undertaken by the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency, intended to develop and identify drugs that could be used in interrogation to weaken individuals and force confessions through brainwashing and psychological torture. It began in 1953 and was halted in 1973. MK Ultra used numerous methods to manipulate its subjects' mental state, brain functions, such as covert administration of high doses of psychoactive drugs, especially LSD, and other chemicals, without the subject's consent. Electroshock, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, isolation. Listen to this: verbal and sexual abuse, and other forms of torture. MK Ultra proceeded by two drug-related experiments, Project Bluebird and Project Artichoke. It was organized through the CIA's Office of Scientific Intelligence and coordinated with the United States Army Biological Warfare Laboratories. The programs engaged in illegal activities, including the U.S. and Canadian citizens as unwitting test subjects. Over 7,000 American veterans took part in these experiments, non-consensually, during the 50s and 70s, many of them suing later. MK Ultra's scope was broad, with activities carried out under the guise of research at more than 80 institutions aside from the military, including colleges, universities, hospitals, prisons, pharmaceutical companies. The CIA used front organizations, although some top officials, at these institutions were aware of the CIA's involvement. Now, I just wanted to share that. Y'all can go back and read all that on your own. But my reason for bringing this into light is that we all know, I lost D-Bro. We all know that the drugs that's been flooding our neighborhoods, flooding our schools, was all aimed at us. Now you see the deprivation of our people after decades and decades of drug use and drug abuse. You see the deprivation and just the total gone mindset of our people. But because we were disobedient, he said, I'm going to put a people over you that hate you. And so now this is playing a big, big part. I ain't even going to get into it deep with the free case race situation and all that. We can go deeper if we wanted to. But I want to show you that these heathen, he put a people over us that hate us. And these experiments, they say they broaden them out to the U.S. No, they broaden them out into the so-called African-American community. But it's because of our disobedience that now we under all these influence of all these different spirits and pharmakia and all this different stuff that we now our people, man, they don't even make sense when they talk. They don't even make logical and rational thought patterns anymore. But here's because he said, I'm gonna punish you 7 times more. And if you read Leviticus 26, he keeps going on and on. I'm gonna punish you 7 times more. I'm gonna punish you 7 times more. And then you see how our people look around here, man, how they act and how they think. We gone. And if you ain't around commanding keepers, brother, sister, you got problems on your hands. But pick that back up where you left off, bro. Pick that back up, D, where you left off in. You still on mute, bro. You still on mute. Unmute your mic.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you go pick it back up where you left off in.
All right, so we at the end of 17.
Okay.
And you shall flee when none pursueth you. And if you will not yet for all this hearken unto me, then I will punish you 7 times more for your sins.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to 19. Yep, 19. And I will break the pride of your power, and I will make your heaven as iron and your earth as brass.
So your prayers ain't going nowhere, brothers and sisters. But when the heaven above you is iron and the earth beneath you is brass, you got trouble. That means ain't nothing gonna grow, nothing you try to do, nothing you try to succeed in. None of your prayers are going anywhere. Now skip down to verse 36, but what do it say?
I'm about to say that in itself would drive you crazy.
Yeah, that'll drive you crazy all by yourself when you can't never, when you seem like it's always something going on, you can't never get a breakthrough. When you always going through, that'll give you astonishment of heart and fail in the eyes. Skip
So
down to
verse 36. And upon lie above you, I will send a faintness into their hearts, in the lands of their enemies. And the sound of a shaken leaf shall chase them, and they shall flee as fleeing from a sword, and they shall fall when none pursue.
And you see that all the time. You see it all the time. They got a thing called first flight syndrome. They even got stuff, you see stuff on TikTok and on YouTube where you see these people just start running down the hallway and they running through a school, right? And every time they run past a group of people, they start running. But it's all so-called African Americans and Hebrews. You know, when Joker break out running, we ain't ask no question, we just start running. But that's part of it. We laugh at that kind of stuff, but that's part of the curse. I guarantee you walk in the store tomorrow, walk anywhere tomorrow, and start 2 or 3 people running, looking behind them, everybody else gonna start running.
Yep.
So this right here, in our conscious, our conscious mindset, bro, is getting worse and worse and worse. Every time I turn around, like I said, I've been managing people since 1994. And I'm telling you, I ain't never seen it this bad, bro. I ain't never seen people do wrong, and when you call them out on the wrong, they mad at you for calling them out on the wrong, and they think it's something wrong with you because you ain't acting like everybody else. Our conscience has been sealed with a hot iron because of our disobedience. But let's go to the next place. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. Just get another witness on there. Deuteronomy 28. We're gonna do a lot of skipping around in here, bro. Just gonna stay on topic. Try to stay on topic.
All right.
Stay on topic. Deuteronomy 28:15. What it say?
All right. Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and the statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Skip down to
Skip down to 28, bro.
Verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness.
With what?
Blindness. With madness.
With madness. Now, you ain't all people mad, gone mad, man. All people gone mad.
Yeah.
You look at all people and how they act and interact out in society, bro. All you can do is drop your head and shake your head, man. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna smite you with madness, but he's doing it through the hand of the heathen. Go ahead.
And blindness and astonishment of heart. Verse 37.
Yeah, skip down to 37.
And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
All right, skip down to 45.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. Verse 52.
All right, skip down to 52.
And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high fixed walls come down, wherein thou trustest, throughout all thy land, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy God hath given thee.
So no matter where we go, no matter how good we think we done made it, we done came up. And you can see it particularly in the sports world. All these high-paid athletes, now all the time you see them, they always in some drama now. You can't even turn on the news. It's always a high-profile one of us. Hold on, they say it's really bad. Hold on. Oh, I thought you ain't talking about the cracker, man.
Is it? I want me to leave out and come back in?
Yeah, try to come back in, bro.
All right, let me see.
But you see it now, brothers and sisters, with a lot of these big time people, they always in. So it don't matter. It seems like that when people are always looking to Egypt, I'm gonna put it like that, or Babylon, that's where we end up seeing the Kanye Wests and all these guys. When they got entrenched in Babylon, you see them all the time. All you got to do now is look for the fall, because the fall is coming. The fall is coming. So it's just heartening for me, especially when you're trying to reach the people. All right, we're gonna wait for D-Ro to come back in. I'm gonna double check. I want to thank y'all for tuning in once again, brothers. Since y'all hold tight, Brew gonna come back in here in a minute. And like I say, we put this together on the fly. You know what I'm saying? But hey, servants of the Most High gotta always be ready. Hey, he back in the building. Come back in here in a minute. All right, D.
I think that sounds better.
Yeah, it does sound a lot better. Yeah, that sounds a whole lot better, bro. I don't hear that crackling now.
Yeah, I don't hear that either.
Yeah, man, all praise. So hey, bro, we going to the next. We're gonna go to the next script. The next script we're going to is gonna be now.
Ezekiel.
Now, you know what? That's not right. Let me see. Yeah, I missed the script. Let me take that down. We going to just follow me, D. We going to Deuteronomy 29.
All right.
I forgot to put that in there. We're going to Deuteronomy 29. Just flip right over to Deuteronomy 29. We're going to pick it up we're going to read verses 22 through 28, Hebrew. 22 through 28.
You said Deuteronomy 29, 22 through 28?
Yep. Now, here's the deal. Here's where each generation gets worse and worse. Each generation gets worse and worse because of the curses, and because we done left our children. You know, we leave our children for the teachers to raise. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We get mad at the teachers when our children acting up. We leave Big Mama and Papa and them to raise our children. We look for the teachers to raise our children. We look for the pastor to raise our children. Because the mindset is that's what you're supposed to do. Because everything is out of order. We look for everybody to do everything for us, and when they don't do it for us, it's something wrong with them. That's the mindset that we have. But Deuteronomy 28, 29, bro, we got 22, 22 through 28. Go ahead and read.
All right, so we're at Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 22, and it reads, so that the generation to come of your children that shall rise up after you, and the strangers that shall come from a far land shall say, when they shall see the plagues of that land, and the sickness which the Lord hath laid upon it, and that the whole land therein is brimstone, and salt, and burning, that it is not sown, nor beareth, nor any grass groweth therein, like the overthrown of Sodom and Gomorrah, Admah, and Zebulun, which the Lord overthrew in his anger and in his wrath. Even all nations shall say, wherefore hath the Lord done thus unto this land? What meaneth the heat of his great anger? Then men shall say, because they have forsaken the covenant of the Lord God of their fathers, which he made with them when he brought them forth out of the land of Egypt. For they went and served other gods and worshipped them, gods whom they knew not, and whom he had not given unto them. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against this land, to bring upon it all the curses that are written in this book. And the Lord rooted them out of their land in anger and in wrath and in great indignation, and cast them into another land, as it is this day.
As it is this day. And so when the Most High get hot, people and stuff get broke. And so they ask the question, why is this anger burning so hot? And I sit back and I look at my people and I'm like, man, he didn't get a number on, I'm like, sometimes you be wanting to say, Lord, ease back a little bit. Cause I'm looking at the steady decline of my people.
Man.
I'm sitting up, and I'm sitting up, bro. I'm telling you, I'm sitting up in some of these boardroom meetings, and I'm looking at them, the topics of discussion, and it's all about my people. And how I'm talking about they despise us. But then I'm looking at it, I'm saying, but look at what we doing.
Look at what we doing.
And then you can't even talk sense to them. When you try to talk to them, you can't even reason with them. Because they conscience been seeing with a hot eye, man.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I kind of experienced that this week, man. I had a buddy, man. Well, I can't even say a buddy, man. I just associate, from my past, just then got murdered. I'm like, man, these kids feel like I guess it's in their mind that they got the right to say who live and die. That's madness.
That's madness, man.
That's madness. You know what I mean?
That's it, bro.
So it's like you can't even tell them, like, be cool, chill out. Life is precious, but they ain't trying to hear that.
They ain't trying to hear none of that, bro. And like we just read, he said, I'm gonna give you madness of heart. We finna get into this here in a minute, bro. As we read this Deuteronomy 29. Did we finish that?
Yeah. Nah, hold on.
Did you read down to 28? Yeah, you read down to 28.
Did it? Okay. Yeah, right. I did. All this day.
Now,
I did.
I want to share another thing with the people. I'm going to show the people something else. Now, this is the society that we live in. And I'm going to show you the type of society that we live in and how it's only going to get progressively worse according to the scriptures. But I want to share something with the people again, bro. I want to share this because it needs to be brought out. Now, we've talked about narcissists a lot on this channel. But I want to talk about two other things that we don't share enough about. And that's a sociopath and a psychopath. Just like what you just got through talking about. Who gets to decide who lives and who dies? You just mentioned that, bro. But I want to read this. Today, both psychopathy and sociopathy may be used as terms implying an antisocial personality disorder, the official diagnosis for an individual displaying the traits of either term. While there is much overlap between psychopathy and sociopathy, they are not one and the same. What is a sociopath? Now I want y'all to look at these definitions and tell me y'all don't see these disorders running rampant in the so-called African American community and this country as a whole. The term sociopathy was coined in the area of behaviorism between 1920 and 1950 as a primary psychological theory, but it has since fallen out of use. This term has not been used in the modern science for several decades. All right, I ain't gonna read that. I don't read no more of that because it's just giving people's credits. But here it is. When the term was still in use, it was believed that a people were born as blank slates and subsequently shaped by their environment or social forces, ultimately resulting in a good or bad personality, says Keel. However, this view was determined to be incorrect, and as focus shifted to the increasing accuracy and reliability in diagnosis, the term sociopathy was dropped from the Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Disorder about 20 years ago. Now, look at this, psychopath. Even though the term is not an official diagnosis per DSM-5, whoever it is, psychopathy remains a term in psychology today to indicate individuals who display high levels of unemotionalism or callous, as well as impulsive or developmental antisocial traits such as destructive or aggressive behavior. Symptoms of psychopathy generally appear in early childhood and impact all areas of an individual's life, including relationship with family, friends, at school, at work. About 1.2% of the adult population has psychopathy according to the 2021 study in Frontier Psychology. Those with psychopathy tend to display antisocial behaviors such as lack of empathy, don't care who they kill, steal, rob from.
Hey, man.
Yep. Disregard for well-being and emotions of others, which can negatively impact relationships both personally and professionally as they struggle to connect and trust the world around them. Now, look, I want to show some of these traits.
It's probably about more than 1.2%, man.
Oh yeah, hey, they lying because here's the deal. You just look at your news every day.
I promise.
Look at your news. This Babylon has turned this place into nothing but sociopaths, psychopaths, and narcissists. That's all you deal with for the most part. If they ain't keeping no commandments, you better watch out for them. Oh. The traits of psychopaths and sociopaths are the same according to Keel, with both falling under clinical diagnosis of antisocial personality disorder. Check this out, man. Sociopaths tend to act more impulsively and erratically compared to sociopaths. These are people that's quick to go off and kill people at the drop of a hat.
Yep.
Sociopaths generally struggle to maintain job or a family life, whereas sociopaths may be able to do so. While sociopaths generally struggle to form attachments, sociopaths may also be able to do so with a like-minded individual. I want to get down to this right here. Look at the number one thing right here on a sociopath is disregarding the law.
Yep. That's these youngsters out here today, man.
That's Israel. That's been Israel's problem at the gate. So this is why these things are been placed upon us. We disregard the law of Yahweh.
So it's safe to say Israel is a nation of sociopaths.
Yeah, because we disregard the law. Look, acting in a deceitful manner, lying repeatedly, deceiving others for personal gain, or using aliases. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
Even in Israel, we act deceitfully with one another. Being impulsive or failing to plan ahead. Acting irresponsibly on a consistent basis. Quitting jobs without a plan to get another one. I see that all the time. Jokers quit job, ain't got another job to go to, but they'll quit a job. And then turn around and ask you for $10. Being easily provoked or aggressive, frequently get into physical fights. Is that not our young people?
Yep.
Here's the number one, and we're finna read about it in the scripture. Failing to feel remorse, feeling indifferent to or rationalizing the mistreatment of others. I want to share some of that with y'all. I want to share because we're finna read this stuff in the scripture. Go to I got this all jacked up. But go to Matthew 24 and 12, bro. I forgot to put, I ain't put a lot of these in the thing, but we're gonna keep it moving. Go to Matthew 24 and 12, family. I'm sorry I don't have it on the screen, but go to Matthew. We got one verse we're gonna read in Matthew. Now you just heard all them definitions and all those breakdowns. Now we're gonna read Matthew 24 and 12. Matthew 24 and 12. When you get in Hebrew, go ahead and feed the people.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 12, and it reads.
What it say?
And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
See, so you see what the society is like right now. Matthew 24 is talking about the end time. Now, if stuff is this bad now, how is it going to be when iniquity going to just abound? Because the love of many going to wax cold, brother. When I think about what we just read on the internet, and when I think about this scripture, man, I see why he says it's going to be a time of trouble like it never was before, it never will be again. Because I'm looking at how things are right now, bro, and these people don't have no conscience.
Nope.
They don't have no sympathy, no empathy, no regard for life, no regard for what's right, none of that.
Hey, I tell my kids all the time, by the time y'all our age, this world going to be crazy. This is going to really be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
So, we living now in a society of narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths. And it's only gonna get worse.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you need to herd up with commandment keepers. See, if you herding up with people, I don't care if they're your family or not, that ain't commandment keepers. I'm telling you, drama gonna pop off. We have drama pop off, not big major drama, but we drama pop off with commandment keepers.
Yeah.
But ain't nobody trying to kill nobody. Ain't nobody trying to take from one. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't heard no commandment keepers, I'm telling you, sooner or later,
rolling the dice.
You rolling the dice, bro.
Straight up.
You rolling the dice. All right, now let's see if I can get back on track. I ain't put that in there. Man, I don't know how I got off my deal, bro. I was running, man. It was last minute type deal, so y'all just forgive you, brother. We'll be back on track in a minute. D-Roll, we're going to First Enoch, bro. We're going to pseudo volume 1.
Got it.
We're going to pseudo volume 1. Let me present my screen for the people who ain't got the pseudo volume 1. Y'all forgive you, brother. Hey, it's crazy, but hey, we're gonna take care of this business. Pseudo the volume 1. And I'm gonna put it up in the room for the people who ain't got the pseudo. We going to First Enoch, chapter 42. And we're gonna read verses 1 through 3, bro. And look, This is Enoch, man, talking about wisdom. But look what happened to wisdom. We're gonna read verses 1 through 3. If everybody, hold up, but I want to make sure everybody see. If everybody can see that, hey, put a 7 up in the room. I need to blow it up. If you can see it fine, that's cool. It look pretty good on my other computer I'm looking at.
Yeah, it look good on my computer.
You good, bro?
Yeah, it look good on my computer.
Okay, all praise. So, hey, go ahead and feed the people. Check this out, family.
Wisdom could not find a place in which she could dwell, but a place was found for her in the heavens.
That's right.
Then wisdom went out to dwell with the children of the people, but she found no dwelling place. So wisdom returned to her place, and she settled permanently among the angels.
But look what found a dwelling place with the people.
Then iniquity went out of her rooms and found whom she did not expect. And she dwelt with them like rain in a desert, like dew on a thirsty land.
And look, we just soak up iniquity. We soak up iniquity. We love iniquity. I look at my people, man. He said, man, to do good, it ain't even in us to do good. But we love doing evil and iniquity. Iniquity wasn't even expected to dwell here. But now iniquity, man, is rain it's like rain in the desert. We just suck it up. You know how when the ground real dry, you gotta saturate it before it gets wet and muddy. I never will forget. Dude said, man, one of the best quotes he ever said. Denzel said it, man. He said, "When you pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud."
Yeah.
We dealing with the mud now.
Yes, we are. It's muddy.
When you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud. Whoa. We done went after all these strange gods, went after all these Gentile customs. We done went after, even in Israel, some of them don't want to give up some of these Gentile customs. It's like pulling teeth with Israel, man. But since iniquity rained down like rain in the desert, like dew on a thirsty land, we just soak it up. So now we got to deal with the mud. Now we got to deal with these degenerate mindset type people now. All around us every day. You don't never know when it's going to pop off or when or where. We dealing with this all the time now. Had an incident in my job. Almost had to clear the building. Last week had an incident at my wife's job. They cleared the building. 2 blocks down the street at my job today, we about to clear the building. Joke was threatening folks live.
You said it was threatening folks' lives
all the time.
You said it was threatening folks' lives, bro?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. But now we got to deal with the mud now, Hebrew. Because we love iniquity. We forsook the covenant. And none of those elders back then thought that forsaking the covenant would land us where we landed at right now in the situations that we have to deal with right now. My mama's generation didn't think about it. They weren't commanded to keep it. The generation before them, all the way back to the children in the wilderness. Now look at us. We are degenerate people now, man. We're a proverb and a byword, and guess what? Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Look at us. We prove them right every day.
Every time.
Conscious seed with a hot iron. And see, the thing about conscious being seared with a hot iron, bro, can't nothing grow there no more. That's why I put the picture on the YouTube. You had a fully functional brain and a dead brain. Gone, bro. Let's go to the next place. Let's go to the next place. Let's go to let me get out of this real quick. Let me stop my screen share. Now I think we back on track now, bro.
Bet.
We didn't read Ezekiel yet, have we?
Nope.
All right, now we back on track. Let's go to Ezekiel, the 4. Let's go to Ezekiel 4. And we're going to read 2 verses of scripture. We're going to read 13, then we're going to skip down and read 17.
All right.
Ezekiel 4, 13 through 17. I mean, 13 and 17. When you get it, go ahead and read, brother.
All right. So we're in Ezekiel chapter 4, verse 13, and it reads, and the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them.
What verse 17 say?
That they may want bread and water and be astonished one with another and consume away for their iniquity.
See, we now I don't know about where you at, bro, but down here, bro, we got a bad theft problem.
Yeah.
These jokers breaking in cars, man, breaking in businesses left and right. If you own a business or a certain type of car, you might well just go and call your insurance company ahead of time down here. We had 890 some cars broke into last year for the whole year. In the first 2 months of the year, we done had over 900 broke into. And they burning businesses down, breaking in business, robbing folks at gas station. It's buck wild out here. But see, he said, you're going to eat the foul bread amongst the Gentiles. See, we look at Power and Gangsters of New York, or what's that movie Denzel played in? American Gangster.
Yeah, American
We eat
Gangster.
the foul bread all the time.
Yeah.
And now our children, that's who they look up to. We eat the foul food all the time. We consume the foul bread with our eyes. We consume the foul bread with our ears. We eat the foul bread amongst the Gentiles. And they feeding us this dream, this American, so-called American dream, which ain't nothing but a nightmare. They feeding us that through television, through music. Everything we eat, everything we consume, whether it be mentally or physically, I don't care if you're a vegan or a meat eater, everything we consume amongst the Gentiles is defiled.
Yes, sir.
So if you eating rotten food, mentally, spiritually, physically, you're going to be defiled. If you ain't eating the right type of food, you're going to be defiled amongst the Gentiles. That's why when you tell people you can't work on Saturday because you keep the Shabbat, everybody looking at you like you retarded. You get ostracized and pushed because their minds is gone, man. They don't understand stuff like that. And we eating everything we touch over here. Just like that tree he told mama not to touch. Is defiled. I don't care how you try to slice it and dice it, clean it up. Your family, I'm gonna put it like your family, my family. They ain't in the truth. They defiled, man. Hang around them for about 2 or 3 days and see if you don't start talking some of the same talk they talk. Don't get in your book for 2 days and hang around them for 2 days and see how you change. They unclean, man. They defiled, bro. This is where we at. And they don't even have the forethought to say, man, something wrong. In Jeremiah, he said, man, I have set these people on fire round about, and they considered it not.
They considered it not.
I burned them, and yet they knew it not. Because their mind gone, bro. Let's go to the next play. Let's go to the next play. Let me get back to go to Isaiah 57, man. I took that Jeremiah 17 completely out, D.
You said Isaiah 57 or Jeremiah 17?
No, I took that. I'm telling you, I took that Jeremiah 17 out the lesson.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to Isaiah 57 and 3.
Isaiah 57 and 3.
Yep, Isaiah chapter 57. We're going to read verses 3 through 8, Hebrew.
All right.
And I didn't want to get too deep into the MK Ultra thing, but he put us under these heathen, and they done a number on us through television, politics, flooding our community with drugs. They done gave us a bad sense of being a second-class citizen, for lack of a better term. We've been downtrodden and beat down, and just like you said, they take away your personality, they take away your self-esteem through all these different types of avenues, whether it be politics or drugs or police department, calling you out your name, all the spear trucking, and she's not. Man, we think that's how we supposed to act.
Mm-hmm.
And now they got everybody on. You got 4 and 5 generations of drug users. Go from LSD to heroin to crack to fentanyl. 4 or 5 generations, and you wonder, man, what's wrong with how they train the thought jacked up? Man, they gone.
Gone.
Grandmama was on LSD. Mama was on heroin. Sister, auntie was on crack. Now the baby's on fentanyl. How is it getting over here? Who put it in our neighborhood? We ain't got no manufacturing plants. We ain't got no ships.
Ain't the fentanyl coming from China?
Yeah. So if you ain't keeping no law, you're going to fall victim to this too.
Oh.
Isaiah 57, 3-8, bro.
Isaiah chapter 57, verse 3, and it reads,
What did it say?
But draw near hither, ye sons of the sorceress, the seed of the adulterer and the whore. Against whom do ye sport yourselves? Against whom make ye a wide mouth and draw out the tongue? Are ye not children of transgression, a seed of falsehood?
Stop right there, Hebrew. Somebody shared a picture on social media and had this verse on that picture. You see all these so-called singers and actors, they always got their tongue stuck out their mouth.
Yeah.
You see them all the time. You first start seeing it back in the 70s with that group Kiss, that dude, that long tongue.
Yeah.
Now you see everybody sticking their tongue out their mouth and throwing up that devil sign. They sorcerers. They adulterers. And here's the sad part about it. Now they got Israelites doing it. Who you wagging your tongue at? You adulterers? You sorcerers? Who you wagging your tongue at? Continue to read, my brother.
Wow. Verse 5. Inflaming yourselves with idols under every green tree. Slaying the children in the valleys under the cliffs of the rocks.
Woo!
Among the smooth stones of the stream in thy portion. They are thy lot. Even to them hast thou poured a drink offering. Thou hast offered a meat offering. Should I receive comfort in these? Upon a lofty and high mountain hast thou set thy bed. Even thither wentest thou up to the offers. Even thither wentest thou up to offer sacrifice. Behind the doors also and the posts hast thou sent up thy remembrance. For thou hast discovered thyself to another than me, and art gone up. Thou hast enlarged thy bed, and made thee a covenant with them. Thou lovest their bed when thou sawest it.
So you got all these organizations, I'm going to say. They're always going, but like we just read here, they always going behind closed doors. Now, I had to ask the question to a dude that worked just yesterday. How can the most powerful, most elite, most wicked people in the world have meetings behind closed doors and you think they're doing it for your good? How? You can't go into Congress into one of their meetings. You can't go into the Senate in one of their meetings. but they making decisions about your life and your livelihood. But you got Negroes would die, bleed, and kill for this country. You got Negroes right now today ready to fight if you say anything bad about Obama. You got jokers meeting behind closed doors at the Freemason Lodge, at the Omega Phi Psi, at the Boule. They meeting behind closed doors. They meeting up under every green tree. And we wonder what's wrong with our people. I'm just saying that. They meet behind closed doors. They laying up under every green tree and they sacrificing to all these idols. They done forsook the commandment of Yah. And we wonder why our people in the state that they in.
And we don't even question it.
No.
We don't even question it. Nobody has ever asked, man, where Christmas come from? Why we celebrate Christmas?
They don't ask that, man.
Man, where Easter come from, man? Why we celebrating Easter? Don't even ask.
Hey, I go a step further, D-Ro. Why are we voting?
Ah, man.
What good has it done us?
Man.
You got black Negro pastors every year, 2 or 3 times. Go out and vote, go out and vote. You got 15 churches on one block. How you gonna have 15 churches on one block and that neighborhood is the worst?
It's the worst.
And them same Negro pastors stand up there and tell you, go vote. But them same people they tell you to go vote for is the one having closed door meetings about your livelihood, your neighborhood, and what they gonna do for you or what they gonna do to you. Mm-hmm. But you can't go to the meeting. Our people gone, man. They gone.
Gone.
And be ready to fight you. Be ready. I'm talking about these jokers be ready to fight, man. If you say something about their government, if you say something about their pastor, if you say something about Obama, these jokers be ready to fight. I had a woman, man, stop speaking to some folk over Joe Biden. You want to talk about Stockholm Syndrome? Joe Biden, the most senile joker ever been named president.
Hey, man, Joe just need to go sit down, man.
But hey, man, this all people. Conscious seared with a hot iron, bro.
Boy.
But here, let's go to the next place, bro. Let's go to the next place. We ain't gonna over talk. Proverbs the 27th. Now, I'm gonna pull up a picture in the room while you read this. Hopefully you start reading. I want to pull this picture up so everybody get the gist of what you about to read. Okay?
All
right. I'm gonna pull this up in the room. Proverbs 27, read 22 through 23. What do it say, Hebrew?
Though thou shouldest brave fool in a mortar among wheat with a pestle, yet will not his foolishness depart from him. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herds. Okay. Now, I had to look that up because a lot of people say, what's a mortar and pestle? This is a tool that you use to grind up spices and to mix stuff up. But you got to grind it almost down to nothing. He said, man, if you put a fool in that thing right there and grind them down like wheat, they still ain't going to change. That's why the Most High say, don't punish you 7 times more for your iniquity. And if you don't obey me, then I'm going to punish you 7 times more. If you don't obey me, then I'm going to punish you 7 times. He done punished us 49 times. And look at the state of our people. Mm-hmm. Ain't no leader, no so-called black activist, ain't no pastor, ain't none of them said, wait a minute, man, ain't none of this working. Let's go try to keep the commandments. Mm-hmm. He done ground you down to power.
and you still ain't thought about it. He said, man, you ground a fool down in a mortar with a pestle, they still ain't gonna change. They still ain't gonna change. And he said,
that's what Abraham said, man. He said, man, I could send the dead man back to you, but they still ain't gonna believe.
They ain't gonna believe.
A dead man can come back to you that have been in the chambers of torment and come back to you and tell you, oh man, you better change, man. Hey, I just came from torment, man. And you still wouldn't change.
They ain't gonna do it.
Nope.
They ain't gonna do it. And then he told her, look well after your herd and your flocks. See, I said, you can't herd up with, it's hard as it may. I know it hurt a lot of people's feelings, man. And I know just some people, I already know the majority of just ain't gonna do it anyway. But you can't herd up. You ain't gonna be able to herd up with nobody who ain't keeping no law. You better look well after your herd and your flock. Especially you elders and teachers. You better look well after your herd and your flock. You better watch who you let come in your house. You better watch what you let come in your house through the TV or any other means of communication. You better look, because I'm going to tell you, when that foolishness come in now, you're going to pay hell trying to get it out of there.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to catch it now, I'm just going to tell you. Especially if you got somebody who's susceptible to certain things that you know they ought not be around. You better look well to your herd and your flock now. Because you're going to be the one held responsible for it when it goes sideways. Let's keep it moving.
Yes, sir.
Let's Let's go to Genesis. Let's go to Genesis the 6. Genesis the 6. We're gonna read verses 11 through 13. Try to keep some of these scripts a little short, you know. Genesis the 6. 11 through 13, Hebrew. When you get it, go ahead and feed the people.
The earth was also corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth.
You see that? Now, you gonna sit and tell me, after looking at your news and your social media, that violence ain't filled the whole earth? You think he ain't sitting up there on dead ready to get an okay to Yeshua? It's just some other things just ain't happened yet. They got to happen because of prophets. But you ain't gonna sit and tell me that the earth ain't filled with violence.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you how I know it getting close. Because every time it rains now, it look like a rainbow come out. The rainbow ain't nice and pretty for you to be looking at. The rainbow, he looking at the rainbow to remind himself not to kill you.
Straight up.
Look when it rained now. Most time it used to be, man, I know growing up, man, every now and again you see a rainbow. But now when the storm comes through, every time you look around, the rainbow up in the sky. Man, he waxing hot up there, man. Because he said, man, when I think about killing the whole generation, I'm going to look at that rainbow and say, see, people think that's something pretty. He said, no, I'm looking at that rainbow to remind me that I made a covenant that I can't kill you yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, the earth is filled with violence now. The earth is filled with sociopaths, psychopaths, and narcissists now. They make TV show, one of the most popular TV shows on TV today is a show called You. It is about a narcissist and a psychopath that's married to each other that's killing folks. One of the most popular TV shows on TV. It got to the point now that I don't care what show or movie come in, people are sympathetic and apathetic to the villain.
Yeah.
That's why they can put a TV show on called Lucifer and folks watch it.
Yep. And
Instead of rating 9 kind of saying, is they take it off TV, everybody watching the show Lucifer. You see what I'm talking about? But they say this country was rooted and grounded on the Bible. I can't tell. This is what we at, bro. This is what we at. Let's go to the next play. Let's go to the next play. Let's go to we moving right along. Let's go to 1 Timothy.
1 Timothy.
Chapter 4. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, that's where we're going. Yeah, 1 Timothy chapter 4. And we're just going to read 2 verses of scripture. We're going to read verses 1 through 2. Let me get there, Hebrew. I want to read with you on this one.
All right.
Let me get there. Chapter 4, verses 1 through 2. When you get it, go ahead and read.
1 Timothy chapter 4.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
Having their conscience seared. Now, this ain't even the folks that's out in the world. He said some gonna depart from the faith. See, this is what I'm saying. Watch well after your herd and your flock. Because if you ain't careful, the one who depart from the faith may be you. It may be your rib. It may be your son. It may be your daughter. Watch well after your herd and your flock, my brothers. Because he said, the Spirit speaking expressly that in the latter time, some gonna turn their backs on this walk right now.
Yep.
Now, if they'll turn their backs on God, they'll turn their back on you. If they'll walk away from life, they mean they made a covenant with death. When you can walk away from eternal life, knowing that you walking into eternal damnation, I can't be around. You might do anything. You might do anything to me. You might be doing anything to somebody in my household. I can't be around you now. You done turn your back on the faith. I ain't talking about going to another assembly or no. He said they're gonna turn away from the faith, man. Having their conscience seared with a hot iron. Brain dead, in other words.
That's how I just about to say you dead. Your spirit is dead.
That's it, bro.
Just think about when you be in the fraternity and they sear your skin with that what is that called? I don't know what that's called.
That bread and iron.
Yeah, that bread and iron. Your skin is dead right there, man.
Skin dead, brother. Yeah. Don't nothing grow there no more. Nothing. So if your brain, your conscience been seared, see when you turn, you reprobate now. Ain't gonna come. How can you turn away from faith, then your conscience gets seared? How you gonna come back to yourself? You can't. Your conscience been seared. So you can't come back because you ain't gonna know you gone.
Nope. You ain't gonna even know you gone.
So if you don't know you gone, you think everything good.
Hey, I see a lot of brothers acting like that right now.
That's what I'm saying,
don't
man.
even think they gone.
They don't even think they gone, brother.
Nah.
Now, think about that now. You so reprobate, and the Most High gave you over to this seducing spirit that you think everything hunky-dory. You think, hey, because you still making quote-unquote set-apart music. You think because you still wear the fringe. You think because you still know a few scriptures here and there, that it's all good. But your mind been seared with a hot iron. Your conscience been seared with a hot iron. Man, that's scary to me.
Yes, it is.
That's scary to me. Where we at, Hebrew? Let's go to the next place. Let's go to Romans. Let's go to Romans. Is that what we're going? Yeah, that's where we're going. Romans the 1. Flip back.
All right.
Romans the 1, we're going to read verses 28 through 32. Let me get there. When you get it, go ahead and feed the people.
All right, so we're at Romans chapter 1, verse 28.
Uh-huh.
And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient.
Uh-huh.
Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity. Malignity.
You know what? See, let me stop it right there. Malignant. See, when cancer or a tumor is malignant, you gonna die. They full of malignity. A malignant tumor or malignant cancer is a death sentence. You full of murder. You full of hate. You full of envy. See what I tell you? I be trying to tell people about that envy now. I be trying to tell people about that envy, man. You better fast and pray and get that envious spirit up off of you, because it leads to murder. He said, wrath is cruel and anger is outrageous. He said, but who can stand against envy? He asked the question because that's rhetorical. Nobody. Look at Satan. Look at Saul. Look at Ahab. Can't nobody, man, when somebody envious of you, bruh, they looking to kill you, they looking to get rid of you, and guess what happened? That thing has set up a malignity in you till it's gonna take you to the gates of hell, man. But this is our people now. We like crabs in a barrel. We hate to see another person have anything or do anything that we ain't doing or can't do. This is how we deal with one another. Even sometimes amongst Israel, we deal with each other like this. Go ahead and continue to read.
End of 29. Malignity, whispers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things.
Inventors of evil things. LGBTQZY. And guess what? And guess what they always flashing on the TV when they talking about it? Israelite. So-called African American. When you see them on a TV show, Israelite. When you see them in the store, going down the street in the parade, Israelite. They inventors of evil things. They show you how to break in a car with a USB cord. You can drive. They got it on YouTube. If you drive a Kia or a Hyundai, well, you probably gonna be able to sell it now. But if you got one, you better keep it on lock, because they starting people cars with USB cords now.
Wow.
Inventors of evil things, man. Backbiters, whisperers. This is where we at now. This is what and guess what? It's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse. It ain't gonna get no better. If you hoping that it's gonna get better, stop hoping. The only succor that you have, the only succor that any of us have, is keeping this law with a pure heart and a pure mind. That's the only succor that we got. We don't have nothing else. If you ain't keeping his law with a pure heart and a pure mind, hey man, just go on out there and play in traffic. Wait till rush hour and just go on out there and play in traffic and get it over with.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, bro.
End of verse 30.
Mm-hmm.
Disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful.
Hey, did we read about the sociopath and the psychopath? They ain't got no empathy or mercy on nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Who, knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them.
Look, they know that they worthy of death. They know it, man. You see, you see the award show, how demonic they are, and how they praise the devil and evil. They know they worthy of death. But and get what? But they have pleasure in the other ones that do the same thing that they do. How wicked can you be? What is the heights or the limits of this wickedness that we see? There is none.
Yeah.
They say, do as thou wilt. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you who to sock it to. It's my prerogative. My prerogative. Do what you want. Ain't no limits to the evil. See, they have pleasure in the other ones that do the same thing. Because they don't want to go to the lake of fire by themselves. Why you think Satan got all out of salt? Because he don't want to go to the lake of fire by himself. He said the book tell you that the lake of fire wasn't even created for man.
Nope.
But it's ever expanded to receive those who will come. Sad, man. Did we finish that, brother?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go to the next place. Let's go to 2 Timothy now. Let's flip back to 2 Timothy. Flip back to 2 Timothy to 3. 2 Timothy to 3, bro. And we're going to pick it up at verse 1. We're going to read verses 1 through 7.
All right.
2 Timothy 3, 1 through 7. Go ahead and read.
2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1, and it reads,
Mm-hmm.
This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good.
Despisers of those that are good.
Yes, sir.
So now I know when I tell my boss, hey man, y'all gotta do accommodation. I can't work on Saturday, man. I keep the Shabbat. And then when everybody get mad at me, out of nowhere, everybody mad at me now. They despise anything or anybody that stand for right and good.
Mm-hmm.
When you were telling the young brood, hey man, that ain't the way to go, man. All this that, man, they looking at you sideways, bro.
Sideways.
They despise anybody to do good. Go ahead, bro.
Nah, I just want they look at you sideways, clutching the pistol.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. Be ready to go upside your head and pistol whip you?
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro. Finish it out.
Verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
Traitors.
Traitors.
High-minded. Lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away.
Now, we had I don't know the sister's name. I ain't gonna call her no sister. But she was all on social media telling everybody to worship and praise Beyonce or die.
Huh?
So they despise those who do good. But hey, man, that wickedness, they all in with that. And when you look at Israel as a nation of people, so-called African Americans or wherever they're at around the four corners, we always in the middle of some wickedness. We always in the middle of the drug settlement. Always in the middle of the murder rate. Always in the middle of the single parent home. Always in the middle of the drug abuser, the pimps and the prostitutes. This is where we at.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, we gone. You weren't born without a conscience, but because of your wickedness, your conscience has been stripped away from you. You weren't born without a conscience. Now your conscience has been seared with a hot iron. And can't nothing else. You can't even, I don't care how much you share this word with them, D. I don't care how much you preach to them, teach to them. It ain't registered.
Nope. Because they brain dead, ain't nothing gonna grow there. They can't plant no seed in no dead ground.
That's it, bro. That's it. They've been ground to powder with that mortar, that pestle, and man, it's just like a chaff in the wind. When the wind comes, it blow it clear the threshing floor, man.
Mm-hmm.
The lights on, but ain't nobody home. They can feed. I ain't gonna say they can clothe themselves. They can put some clothes on. I put it like that. Cause when they barely pants hanging off his butt, all that.
Mm-hmm.
But the lights on, but ain't nobody home. They can't. They don't have the capability of receiving data, analyzing and processing that data, and using that data for their benefit or their good. They're not capable of it.
Scary.
I'm at
verse 6.
Go ahead, bro.
2 Timothy 3, verse 6. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sin, away with diverse lusts.
What verse 7 say?
Ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
See, there it is, what we just got to be talking about. Always learning something, but can't use it for their benefit or their good. They don't have the capability to do it, brother. It's just like somebody saying, you know, a man don't have the capability of having or birthing a child. They don't have the capability to do it, man. They can't take this knowledge and understand it and process it and turn back to their power. It ain't in them.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad to say, but it ain't. Let's go to the next place. Let's go to we're going to Psalms. I don't know how I got that messed up, bro. Supposed to be going to Psalms. I need to take that out of there. I took that out. We're going to Psalms 60. We're going to Psalms 60, bro. We're going to read verses 2 through 5. Psalm 60, 2 through 5. When you get it, go ahead and feed the people.
Psalm chapter 60, verse 2, and it reads, Thou hast made the earth to tremble. Thou hast broken it. Heal the breaches thereof, for it shaketh. Thou hast showed the people. Thou hast showed thy people hard things. Thou hast made us to drink the wine of astonishment. Thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee.
Yep.
That it may be dismayed because of the truth. That thy beloved may be delivered. Save with thy right hand and hear me.
See, that's it. If you ain't trying to come back to your God, your power, you're going to continue to drink this wine of astonishment.
Yep.
You will have fail in the eye, astonishment of heart. If you don't turn back to your power, see, only the beloved is gonna get a little reprieve or a little break. That thy beloved may be delivered, saved with thy right hand, and hear me. So if you ain't doing this right here, if you ain't part of the beloved, the heaven above you gonna be iron and the earth beneath gonna be brass. If you ain't part of the beloved,
it's kind of like he said. He said, "I'm the true shepherd. My sheep hear me." It's kind of saying the same thing. It's beloved hearing.
There you go. That's it, bro. All right, let's go to the next place. Let's go to the next place. Let's go to Job. That's what you got in it, bro.
Man, I don't know what happened to that list you gave me, man. I had it up.
Oh, it's all good. We got it on the screen.
I had
it's all good.
I think I archived it or something, man. I don't know what happened.
It's all good. I appreciate you stepping in for me, bro. Take care of your business.
Anytime, boy. If I'm available, let's get it.
All praise. We're going to Job 12. And we're going to read verses 10 through 21. Then we're going to skip down to 24. Job, the 12. Job, the 12. And we're going to read verses 10 through 21. When you get it, Hebrew, go ahead and read.
Job 12, verse 10. In whose hand is the soul of every living thing, and the breath of all mankind? Doeth not the ear try words, and the mouth taste his meat? With the ancient is wisdom, and in the length of days understanding.
Yes, sir.
With him is wisdom and strength, and hath counsel and understanding. Behold, he breaketh down, and it cannot be built again. He shutteth up a man, and there can be no opening.
Now, let me stop you right there, Hebrew. Over in the book of Revelation, he said he the key of David. Any door that he closed, no man can open. Any door he opened, no man can close. Now, I'm saying that to say this here. The brother just read the script. He tear it down, and no man can build it up. When your conscience is seared with a hot iron, you do booking. I don't care how much you pray, call yourself fasting. That's why I keep telling everybody, you better stay in this way. Because you get outside the parameters too far. Ain't no coming back for a whole lot of people. I don't care. We read these scriptures now. We get some understanding. If he tear you down, he said, ain't no building up. If he shut the door, ain't no opening up. It's just like the 10 virgins. The 5 foolish virgins didn't have no oil. Said when the master risen up and closed the door, he said they stood at the door. They beat. He said, I know you not. Once he closed the door, it's OV, baby.
It's over.
That's why I be admonishing and crying out, man, to my brothers and sisters. We got to get it right. We got to stay in the way. Because, man, once he closed the door, man, it's over with. I don't care. You can go get whoever you think is got the ear of the Most High. When he through with you, he through with you. Simple and plain. Continue on, Hebrew.
Verse 15. Behold, he withholdeth the waters, and they dry up. Also, he sendeth them out, and they overturn the earth. With him is strength and wisdom. The devised and the deceived are his.
No, he said the deceived.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The deceived and the deceiver are his.
Wait a minute. You mean the Most High would send a deceiving spirit on you? He said the deceiver and the deceived are his. That means he sent the one to deceive you. He sent that person to you because he wanted you to be deceived too. Because he said the deceived and the deceiver are mine. Now, go back. He sent us over here. Look at our people. Ain't our people some of the most deceived people on the planet?
Very much so.
There it is again.
Very much so.
So, guess what? he know who gonna follow him and who ain't. The majority is the deceived and the deceivers. Continue to read.
Verse 17. He leadeth counselors away spoiled, and maketh the judges fools.
Mm.
He loosened the bonds of kings, and girded their loins with a girdle.
Mm-hmm.
He leadeth princes away spoiled, and overthroweth the mighty.
Mm.
He removeth away the speech of the trusty, and taketh away the understanding of the aged.
Mm.
He poureth contempt upon princes, and weakeneth the strength of the mighty.
Skip down to 24, bro. What is it saying?
Verse 24. He taketh away the heart of the chief of the people of the earth, and causes them to wander in wilderness where there is no way. Ain't that what he did to Nebuchadnezzar?
Yep, exactly.
Verse 25. They grope in the dark without light, and maketh them to stagger like a drunken man.
And I look at my people, brother, and I'm looking at us groping at noonday, walking around aimlessly through the streets. They showed a video. I wish I could have pulled that video up. It's a part of Philadelphia they call Zombie Town. If you ever get a chance to pull up on your phone, or you just pull it up, just type in Philadelphia Zombie Town. Man, they got a whole section. I think it was like 4 to 5, maybe even 6 blocks. Man, them folks walking around like zombies, high as a kite on all kind of stuff, bro. They all bent over and leaned over. Man, I'm talking about, and most of them was Israelites. You had a few heathens sprinkled here and there. But put it up on your phone, type in Philadelphia Zombie Town or Zombie Street. Man, I'm telling you. He calls us to wander and grope at noonday, man. Even our so-called leaders don't have the knowledge to tell us to turn back to God. He said, I took the understanding from the judges and made them look like fools and the chief of the people. Ain't nobody told us to turn back to our power. They talking about voting and jobs and summer programs and all this stuff they talk about. Education, go get you a degree and blah, blah, all this garbage. Look at our people. Mm-hmm. We got more college degree educated people than we had back in the 60s. What's going on? Why the education ain't helping us? Why the degrees ain't helping our people as a whole? I mean, what's really going on? We got more millionaires, black millionaires than we ever had in history. We got more black billionaires than we never. What's going on? Go ahead. Let's get on that one, bro.
Yeah, that was it.
All right, let's go to the next place. Isaiah 42, 19 through 21.
This that script you was talking about earlier. I think ain't it when you talking about he burned us roundabout.
Yeah. Isaiah 42. Isaiah 42 and 19 through 21. We ain't gonna read all of it. Just 19 through 21.
All right.
We might go and read that 25 too, man.
So 19 to 25?
No, 19 and 21, then skip down and read that 25.
Got it. Isaiah 42, verse 19. Who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger that I sent? Who is blind as he that is perfect, and blind, as the Lord's servant?
Mm-hmm.
Seeing many things, but thou observest not. Opening the ears, but he heareth not. The Lord is well pleased for his righteousness' sake. He will magnify the law and make it honorable.
See, like I told you, bro, you can talk to them guys till you blue in the face. They ain't gonna be able to comprehend, understand, or contemplate what you say.
Nope.
They see many things. They hear many things, but they understand it, man, it's gone. They don't have no understanding. They can't comprehend what you say. It ain't in them to comprehend. But skip down and read that 25.
Verse 25. Therefore, he hath poured upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle. And he set him on fire round about, yet he knew it not. And it burned him, yet he laid it not to heart.
And we don't let nothing that happened to our people, us as a people as a whole, we don't never take the time to say, hey man, what's really going on? Why is this happening to us? Why am I so angry? Why are all my brothers, my cousins, my neighbors, why are we all being murdered at such a rapid rate? Why are we the bottom? Why are we the tail? Ain't nobody asking none of these questions. No. But yet they still going out doing the same thing every day. It's sad, man. That's right, Papa Shoe, Kingston Avenue. That's the name of that. Man, y'all go look at that video and look at the state of Israel in that video. That's it. Yep, that's it. Kingston Avenue. You right. All right, let's go to Ephesians. I want to break down something on this Ephesians. Let me change it in the room for the people. I messed up again. Hold on. No, I got the head. I thought I had it in the room. We going to Ephesians the 4. Let me take that down so I won't confuse nobody. I told you I was rushing trying to get this thing together, bro.
You all good, bro?
We going to Ephesians the 4, family, and we gonna read verses 17 through 23. 17 through 23. While you getting that ready, bro, I got something I want to share with the people. Another thing I need to share with the folks.
All right.
Let me share the entire screen. All right, let me get there, Hebrew. I'm going to read with you because I want to break down this thing. Ephesians the 4, verses 17 through 23. Let me get there. There we go. All right. When you get it, go ahead and feed the people. We read now 17 through 23, Hebrew. Y'all keep y'all marking Ephesians because we coming back to it in a little bit. But go ahead and feed the people, man.
All right, so we had Ephesians chapter 4, verse 17, and it reads, This I say, therefore, and testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind, having their understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of God through the ignorance that is in them, because of the blindness of their heart, who being past filling have given themselves over unto lasciviousness, to work all uncleanliness with greediness.
All right, stop right there, Hebrew. Now you see, he said they understanding being dark and alienated from the life of Yah through the ignorance that is in them because of the blindness of their heart. He just gave you the whole lesson in that one verse.
Yep.
This is what's wrong with our people. Yep. They understanding is darkened, and the reason why, with their understanding being darkened, because of their understanding being darkened, they've been alienated from the life of Yah because they are ignorant, and they're ignorant because of the blindness of their heart.
Yep.
He just gave it to you. They blindness of their mind. They live. Now I want to show you the live real quick, Hebrew. That word live is H3820. It's Lamed in the bet. Lamed is 30. Bet is 2, equals up to 32, which 3 plus 2 is 5. And look what it is. The number 5 is the letter Hey. It means to reveal or behold. So what are you saying, T? I'm telling you, whatever's in your mind, whatever's in your life, it's going to be revealed through your speech and your actions. We are a degenerate people. Look at our speech and our actions. Your life has been darkened through the ignorance. And look at our people. Your lev means the inner man, the mind, the heart, the understanding, or the lack thereof. The midst of what's in your very soul, your thinking, your reflection, your memory, what you incline, the inclination. What you determined to do, either walk this thing out or be in the world. Your conscience, your moral character, the seat of your lust or your appetite, the seat of your emotions and passions, even as the seat of your courage. He said you're going to run when no man pursues. So you can talk all that big, bad stuff about you really shaky at heart. You will fight a Hebrew Israelite, kill a Hebrew Israelite, but the cracker come, you won't say nothing to him. You're yes, boss. This was in our hearts and our mind. It's going to be revealed every time. This is what that word heart means, is lev. The seat of your emotions, man. What you inclined to do. And if you ain't no commandment keeper, you inclined to darkness and lasciviousness.
Pretty much.
Continue to read, Hebrew.
Verse 20.
Uh-huh.
But ye have not so learned Christ.
Mm-mm.
If so, be that ye have learned him and have been taught by him as the truth in Jesus, that ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind.
Be renewed even in your subconscious. We talked about that last week. Being renewed even in your subconscious, man. And the only way you can do that is through the washing of the water of the word. Constantly in this word. Constantly in prayer. Constantly practicing what you read and what you pray about. Put it into practical application. Practical application of keeping of the commandments. Both letter and spirit. Not just the letter of the law, but the spirit of the law. So you can be renewed in your midst of your heart and your mind, your lev. So your seat of your emotions and passions can be changed. Go ahead, bro.
That was it. Verse 23.
That was it on there. Okay. That was it on there. Let me get out of this. That was it on there. That's right. Let me get out of this. Stop screen. All right, now let's go to, let me see where we at now, Hebrew. We're going to Sirach. Gotta share my screen again. We're going, let me put that up in the room. I think I got that in here. Yeah. We're going to Sirach 16. Let me put it up in the room for the people who don't have the Sirach. We're going to Sirach 16. We're going to read verses 22 through 26.
All right.
Go ahead, when you get it, go ahead and feed the people.
Sirach chapter 16, verse 22. Who can declare the works of his justice, or who can endure them? For his covenant is afar off, and the trial of all things is in the end.
Yes, sir.
He that wanteth understanding would think upon vain things, and a foolish man and a foolish man erreth, imagineth follies. My son, hearken unto me, and learn knowledge, and mark my words with thy heart.
Yes, sir.
I will show forth doctrine in weight, and declare his knowledge exactly.
What does verse 26 say?
The works of the Lord are done in judgment from the beginning, and from the time he made them, he disposed the parts thereof.
So, judgment, just judgment, what we've been talking about the last couple of weeks. And having understanding, you gotta want to understand before he'll give it to you. And we gotta practice keeping our minds one-sided. And the only one-sided that's acceptable is keeping our minds on the law. We have to keep our minds on the word of the Most High, brothers and sisters. Now let's go to I may not do that. I tell you what, we're gonna do this. Let's go to Sirach the 41. Let's go to Sirach 41. And we got two more after this. Got two more after this, and we're gonna be out of here. Sirach 41. And we're gonna pick it up at verse 5. Before you get to Hebrew, let me do this real quick and put it on the screen for the brothers and sisters.
You said 41 and 5?
Yeah, we're going to Sirach 41. We're going to read 5, verses 5 through 18. Let me put it back up here for the people. Let me get down here. All right, go ahead and read, bro.
All right, so we at Sirach 41, verse 5, and it reads, the children of sinners are abominable children.
Hold on.
They that are...
Well, hold on, you in 41 and 5?
41 verse 5.
Ecclesiastes. Oh, I didn't change. I'm sorry. I didn't change my thing. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
All right. Yeah, mine reading different, man.
No, you good. I was in the wrong thing.
So I'm going to start over. Verse 5. The children of sinners are abominable children, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly.
See, I want to say this right here. That's why our people are so quick and gravitate towards sin and wrongdoing. They are conversant in the dwelling or the things of the ungodly. Because we raise children of sinners are abominable children, and they are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly. They familiar with this kind of stuff. It's tangible, familiar, and regular to them. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 6. The inheritance of sinners, children shall perish, and their prosperity shall have a perpetual reproach. The children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake. Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High God. For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction. That's heavy right there.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying about all these. You see all these sports stars, they have a lot of money, but next thing you know, they in a bunch of drama, getting sued, they broke, they on drugs, they in jail. You can increase, but if you on God, it's gonna be to your destruction.
To your destruction.
Same thing to make it laugh, gonna make you cry. All that money gonna be your downfall. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And if ye be born, ye shall be born to a curse. And if ye die, a curse shall be your portion. All that are of the earth shall turn to earth again. So the ungodly shall go from a curse to destruction. The mourning of men is about their bodies.
That's right.
But an ill name of sinners shall be blotted out.
Man.
Have regard to thy name, for that shall continue with thee above 1,000 great treasures of gold.
That's right.
A good life hath but few days, but a good name endureth forever.
Yes, sir.
My children, keep discipline in peace, for wisdom that is hid and a treasure that is not seen, what profit is it in them?
None.
What profit is in them both?
That's right.
A man that hideth his foolishness is better than a man that hideth his wisdom. Therefore, be shamefaced according to my word. For it is not good to retain all shamefacedness, neither is it altogether approved in everything. Be ashamed of whoredom before father and mother, and of a lie before a prince and a mighty man, of an offense before a judge and a ruler, of iniquity before a congregation and people, of unjust dealing before thy partner and friend.
And see that last verse right there, bro.
Yeah.
You see all people standing in front of the judge in the courtroom, and they just as big and bold like they ain't got a care in the world. Talking cash stuff to the judge and the lawyer, talking about they don't care about going to jail. Then you got jokers that doing iniquity in the congregation, so-called Israelite assemblies. They ain't got no shame. They'll tell you what they ain't gonna do, what you better do, and I ain't doing this for the ministry, and I ain't doing it. then they'll turn around and shake their friend or their so-called brother or sister in the assembly of unjust dealing before their partner or their friend. This not only going on out in the world, it's going on in Israelite camps and homes every day.
Mm-hmm.
Read it 19, bro.
And of theft in regard of the place where thou sojournest,
Mm.
and in regard of the truth of God and his covenant, and to lean with thine elbow upon the meat, and of scorning to give and take.
You see that? You see that? We don't regard none of this stuff. It all boils down to the truth of the covenant of Yahweh. And we take. We'll give and take back. We lean upon all the meat. We want everything for us. Look at our people. They'll steal your. If you leave your drawers on the clothesline long enough, they'll steal your drawers off the clothesline. Try to tell. That actually happened. Growing up in the projects, stole somebody's drawers off the clothesline, man.
Mm.
This is the depth that we done sank to, people. This is where we at now. And it's only gonna get worse. Because ain't no shame facing it in nothing that they do. They bold as a lion with all the wickedness that they do. They bold with it, man. Ain't got no shame about nothing. And look at you like it's something wrong with you when you tell them, hey, man, you might not want to do that. You sister, you might not want to act like that. You little brother, you might want to look at you like you crazy.
Like you crazy.
No shame facing nowhere. Let's go to the next to the last plate. Let me get out of this screen share. Let's go to, let me get back in the deal here. Hold on. We going to Titus, chapter 3. And we got one more after this and we out of here. Titus 3, 1 through 11, Hebrew. Titus 3, 1 through 11.
All right.
Go ahead and read.
So we had Titus chapter 3, verse 1, and it reads,
Mm-hmm.
This know also that in the last days, oh, dang. I'm sorry, hold on. Timothy. Titus. I don't know if I can find it.
It's right behind 2 Timothy.
Yes. There you go. Stuck in between the page. All right, so we had Titus chapter 3, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Put them in mind to be subjects to principalities and powers,
Mm-hmm.
to obey magistrates, to be ready to every good work, to speak evil of no man, to be no brawlers, be gentle, showing all meekness unto all men. For we ourselves also were sometimes foolish, disobedient, deceived, serving diverse lusts and pleasures, living in malice and envy, hateful and hating one another.
Mm.
But after the kindness and love of God, our Savior, toward men appeared, not by works of righteousness, which we have done, but according to his mercy, he saved us.
That's right.
By the washing of regeneration and renewing of the Holy Ghost, which he shed on us abundantly through Jesus Christ our Savior, that being justified by his grace, we should be made heirs according to the hope of eternal life. This is a faithful saying, and these things I will that thou affirmly constant. Hold on, let me start over. This is a faithful saying, and these things I will that thou affirmly constantly, that they which have believed in God might be careful to maintain good works.
Mm-hmm.
These things are good and profitable unto men.
Yes, sir.
But avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contentions and strivings about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain. A man that is a man that is an what is that? Heretic.
Heretic.
Yeah, a man that is an heretic after the first and second admonishing reject, knowing that he that is such is subverted and sinneth, being condemned of himself.
So, see, that's what I'm saying. These admonitions been coming back to back to back to back to back to back about obedience, about judgment, about how to treat your brothers and sisters. See, we got to start recognizing that sometimes the Most High call these people heretics. See, I got to constantly be talking to you about the dress code. I got to be constantly talking to you about how to treat your reading. I got to be constantly talking to you about the stuff, same thing over and over and over and over. You a heretic.
Yep.
He said after the first and second admonition, reject them.
Reject
them. See, we don't want to deal with this group. Nobody want to deal and drop the hammer when the Most High say drop the hammer. And like I told the dude at work, man, I talk to this joke. I'm done talking to you, man. I'm not gonna keep wasting my time talking to you, bro. And you constantly go out there and just running through women. I'm not gonna keep constantly talking to you about adultery and fornication and keeping the law, and you constantly doing it, man. I'm not gonna keep talking to these people about the same thing. Oh, and ain't no fruits meet for repentance. I'm just gonna reject it. I'm following the script. Ain't nothing outside the script. I'm following the script.
Hey, and now we know why he say reject, because after the first, second admonishment, they ain't get it. You know, they heart seared, they mind seared.
They mind seared, bro. They mind seared. That's why I say, man, I don't even tell. I be looking at them jokers at work now, I just shake my head and go back to my office, man. I just shake my head and go back to my office, bro. I was in the gas station today, man. Joker just, boy, it's sickening, man. I just shake my head, man. I said, boy, I do want to say something so bad, boy, but I look at my people, man. I just drop my head and shake my head and keep on going.
Boy.
It's sad, man. Last place, Hebrew. Let's go to, let me put it in the room. Let's go to Romans 8, 5 through 14.
All right.
Last script. Romans 8, 5 through 14.
Romans chapter 8, verses 5. And it reads, for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things that are of the spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity against God, for it's not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please God. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so, be that the spirit of God dwell in you. Now, if any man may have not the spirit of Christ, he is none of his. And if Christ be in you, the body is dead because of sin. But
you know what? Hey, hold on, D. I see a theme here.
Yeah.
If the spirit of Christ be in you.
Yeah.
But if the spirit of Christ, and if the spirit of Christ, see, now you got to ask yourself, are you on the positive or the negative side of if? Continue to read, bro.
I'm going to do that verse 10 again.
All right.
And if Christ be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the spirit is life because of righteousness. But in the spirit of him that raised up Christ, but if the spirit of him that raised up Christ from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up Christ from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his spirit that dwelleth in you. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. For ye have not received. I'm sorry.
No, that was it.
I thought
that was 14. Was it?
I thought we were going to 18. My fault.
No, that was it. It said, for as many are led by the Spirit of Yah, they are the sons of Yah. So we know who are the sons of Yah and who are not the sons of Yah. Those who are not led by the Spirit of Yah are not his.
So all of his creations are not considered his sons and daughters.
You can't read that.
Praise.
And Ezra asked him, he said, well, Lord, if you created all these people, why did you create them just to destroy them? And he said, do you know my creation more than I know my creation?
Mm-hmm.
Some vessels are fitted for destruction. Some vessels are to honor and some to dishonor. The wicked are set aside for the day of evil. He gonna use who want to be used for the use that they need to be used for. So I look at my people. The world that is now was made for many.
Mm-hmm.
But the world to come, but for a few.
But for a few.
So I look at my people, man, and all I can say, I can shake my head. But what I'm my admonishment to my brothers and sisters, don't turn back and don't get your conscience seared with a hot iron. Because, hey, it can very well happen if you don't be prayerful and watchful in this late hour. That's the lesson. We appreciate y'all brothers and sisters, man, for tuning in. Once again, all the ones who support this channel, support this ministry, we thank you for all that you've done. We ask the Most High bless the work of your hands. We got Purim coming up. Few announcements. We got Purim coming up in another week. I ain't seen no menu yet, so I need to see a menu. Need to get that me or one of the elders and get that menu up for Purim. We will be at the class tomorrow. We'll be at the Home 2 Suites in Olive Branch. Class start at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. Central Time. We'll be at the class. Brother Abnon will be dispensating the word of the Most High. I think Brother Aziz is reading for him. I talked to my brother today. I was going to try to cram a lot of stuff in on Sunday, but, he and I talked, and I'm going to pause. I'm going to take a pause for the call on the Hebrew class Sunday. I was going to try to do the Hebrew class, the reading and teaching schedule for the next 2 months. And plus, we got to have an elders meeting after all that. So what I'm going to do, we're going to put the Hebrew class off one more week. We'll be back on schedule next Sunday. Next Sunday at, I think we said 6, because I think Rob, I think we said 6. So next Sunday at 6 p.m., we'll be back on point for the Hebrew class for the elders and teachers. All right. Now this Sunday, 5:30 this Sunday. I think Rob keep forgetting. Rob get off late. 6 o'clock this Sunday. I'm sorry, 6 o'clock this Sunday. We'll have the reading and teaching schedule meeting. After that meeting, I need the teachers to get off the call, and we're gonna have a meeting with just the elders. We gotta have an elders meeting after we do the reading and teaching schedule. All right. So, but we'll be back next Sunday with the Hebrew classes next Sunday. Hebrew, you got anything for the people?
Nah, man. Just want to say all praises, man. Thank y'all for letting me come on, man. Just want to send a shout out to all the people that still online listening to us, man. And again, man, I just want to thank y'all, man, for allowing me to come on, man, and put this work in, man. I appreciate it, man.
Man, we appreciate you, Hebrew, for all that y'all do. The set apart music y'all do. Y'all go on that brother's channel, Aquila and Priscilla Music. They got music on there. The brother be putting some fine lessons out. Most High using him in his real, in his walk and in his ministry. Y'all go in there and support their channel. We got Tuvaya. He got set apart music. He putting out fine lessons on his channel. We got the Brews down there in Tupelo, or the Melchizedek Tupelo. They putting out fine lessons. They putting out some serious content. Got a lot of people involved in this thing. We appreciate everything that each and every one of them does. and they continue to do, ask the Most High just continue to bless the work of their hands as well as they continue to put their hands to the plow. One love to the family. We say Shabbat Shalom to the family. We salute our brothers and sisters in the faith.
Yes, sir.
And you know how we do it around here? As for him and as for me, it's going to always be KOE, baby.
Yeah.
Kingdom over everything. You can say kingdom over everybody. Are you willing to put your mind, body, and soul on the line?
Call this kingdom over everything. I'm about my Abba's business, for I be my wedding ring. Married to the gospel and I'm faithful, never giving up. That's word to the chief. My belief in the spiritual. Do the work, plant the seed. Christ is what these people need. Not them doctors that y'all feed. Souls burning cause of greed. Hands to the piss out, like the swizz that from my brizz out. 10 toes biz out as I'm praying for my criz out. Precept on them precepts while I let the spirit direct. Every move I miss, can't let the serpent dissect my soul away. Praying for the strength to make it through the day. Darts flying at me, but a feast just keep me trapped. Pappy say he got me long as I worship his son. He say I'll never lack as long as he is number one. He is. That's why I'm on my knees begging for forgiveness. Regardless what y'all think, this kingdom business. Call it KOE. I won't let you get my life. I won't let you get my body. I'm a soldier, Yahweh. We gon' kill Illuminati. It's the kingdom over everything. We want the kingdom over everything. We call this KOE. I won't let you get my life. I won't let you get my body. I'm a soldier, Yahweh. We gon' kill Illuminati. It's the kingdom over everything. We want the kingdom over everything. We call this KOE. From the spirit of Moses up against Janus and Jambres, exposing the lies. That's why these preachers is mad at me. Repping the covenant that was gave to my fathers. The spirit of Abraham got me drinking the waters. I call that fully persuaded. I pray to y'all that I make it up out this booth I'm in. Spiritually speaking, spiritually speaking. From what I've been reading, as long as I'm breathing, it's 613 and I mean it. I got this work and I'm fiending to do it. Study to prove it. You ain't gotta believe it. He gon' make do in this season. We gon' be bending a knee. We gon' help rule in this kingdom. For the wicked it ends. They all gon' burn in they sins. I'm on a straight path, never turning right or left. Narrow is the road to salvation. We talking life or death. That's why I'm on my knees begging for forgiveness. Regardless what y'all think, this kingdom business. Call it KOE. And he said to them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. We call this KOE. Whosoever shall save his life shall lose it. Whosoever will lose his life for my sake, the same shall save it.
All right, family, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Shabbat. Shalom.